great day. Share with you just for a moment as we both grow together, as we all take this journey together and grow together. Although this journey may seem as if it's something separate, but yet we are all on this journey, you know. And there's some things I want to share with you today, so just walk with me for a moment. I hear the crows crowing. I interrupt them and what they got going on. They're like, where is Z coming from? You know what I mean? So yeah, greetings and blessings once again. So today, our conversation is going to be darkness to light. Darkness to light. And you may ask yourself, why darkness to light? Why darkness to light? Well, yesterday, I was sitting with the most puissant sovereign grand commander, John Gardner. Some of you may know of him and some of you may not, but I had the opportunity to sit and conversate with him on yesterday. We had a great conversation piece. I was able to listen and to learn a lot from him. And we were discussing Freemasonry and our journeys in Masonry. He and I had met almost about 8, maybe 10 years ago now in Detroit. And we have stayed in contact here and there, and so we still had this journey that we was on. Greetings and walaikum salam to you. So Brother Garner and myself was talking, and he's like, you know something, young man? You can never get to the light unless you come through the darkness. And then he proceeded to break that down in such a way till it gave me something to really ponder. I mean, it really laid something on my heart. And I had to really take a step back and really think about it. Everything that a man ever wants, everything that is ever hidden, everything that is of substance, everything that's going to grow, everything that's going to flourish, first must go through darkness. I was like, wow. I was like, man. I took a step back. I thought about it for a moment. I was like, he said, yeah, young man, everything. He says, just think for a moment. Brother Tony said, think. Everything that you want, everything you desire, everything that is hidden, everything that is worth having is hidden until it's brought to light. He says, just as it is in Freemasonry. We're always talking about let there be light. We always talk about coming through darkness into light. We always talking about knowledge. We always talking about this thing that's going to enlighten you, this higher conscious of who you are. We're always talking about how do we bring that to fruition? How do we bring the intellect out? Because it's hidden. It's in each one of us, but it's hidden. It is buried. So he said, what we do in Masonry, we take men and build them up. He said, we take men and we build men. He said, yeah, I've heard that we make men better men. No, but we build men. You can't be a Mason unless you are a man to understand what it is. I was like, I'm like, okay, all right. I'm listening and I'm learning and I'm taking things that he's imparting into me inward. And I'm like, all right. So I'm quite sure Sovereign Grand Commander John Gardner has been around for a minute. For a minute. And to listen to what he was bringing forth was indeed an honor and a privilege. Many of us don't have an opportunity to sit at the feet or at the foot of those who have served in this organization for a long time. And I would say that in speaking with him and his dedication, not to his organization, but to masonry. Hear me clearly. Sitting and talking with him and listening and learning that his dedication is not to his organization, but it's to Freemasonry, made me think of my own relationship, not only to the organization of the Most Worshipful John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, but to Masonry itself. Then we touched on a little bit in mentioning the Order of the Eastern Star and how you can't have a star without a Mason. I was like, whoa, that was tight. He said, no, you can't have a star without a Mason. So after we had a great conversation piece and we was able to break that down and bring that thing back forth, man, it was something special. It was something special. And to be able to understand and listen to someone who's been around longer than you, and longer you've probably been alive, and for him to impart that wisdom and knowledge into me as a Mason was special to me. So in having a better understanding that we who walk this journey in Freemasonry, in each of the degrees that we catapult into, each one of them that we go through, each portal, each door that we knock on, add to us. It brings forth more light. It brings us to a higher consciousness. It points us in a direction that we must go. It brings forth all of that. And then Sovereign Grand Commander John Gardner says this: as a Mason, you must always take your tools. Okay, I slightly had an understanding. I grabbed a little something of what he's saying. He said, no, bro. He said, you must take your tools with you wherever you go. He says a lot of times people mishandle their tools. They have not quite understood how to deal with them, not only physically, but spiritually and mindfully. And as I listened to him on how to the breakdown of the tools and take them wherever you go, he said, look, he says, when you come through the doors of Masonry, when you have been brought from darkness to light, when you have been handed specifically some working tools and things to deal with, a lot of us look at the gauge or the 24-inch ruler and we try to break it down into segments of our day. We say 8 hours for God, 8 hours for family, 8 hours of work. He said, no, brother, no. He said, no. He said, wipe all that out the way. He says you must wipe that out the way and bring forth the level. The level? How did the level got anything to do with the 24-inch gauge? How are you making this make sense to me? So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to him. He said, you must be able to apply the level to your day. Apply the level to my day? He said, yeah, because you may not get that 8 hours of sleep. You may only need that 4, maybe 5. You may not spend 8 hours with your family. You may spend that 2 or 3. You may only spend 30 minutes in prayer and dealing with God. He says must be leveled out. Equality. He said it must be leveled out. And then he brought it all the way home. He said, now with that trial, since you are a Master Mason, you must be able to lay that foundation of your day. I was like, oh, okay. So you, I mean, granted, I'm putting things in perspective regarding the conversation. And And that's the beauty that I find. That's the beauty that I find. And so in having this moment, this moment of Masonic intercourse where I'm learning from someone who's been around for a minute, a teacher of masonry. And I say, yeah, I said a teacher of masonry. I said that. There's a lot of us around here, and he's just one of the ones I listen to. You know, and he spoke on quite a few different things, and that was a privilege for me. I can take that moment and apply it and say, wow, I had his time. I had his time. And speaking of time, he said, you see, and I've talked about this, he said, see, that thing, time, is something that is given, is one of the most precious gifts that you have. So this man took 2 hours of his day. Now, mind you, he's here to see his grandson or his granddaughter get married. It's one or the other. But he's here for a wedding. Let's just put it like that. He's here on family business, but he took time to call me, and I call him, and we connect. He gave me 2 hours that he can never get back. He gave me a moment in his life to where he was able to, where we were able to connect in such a way till I'm not gonna forget it. And a lot of us have given people our time and it was wasted. Darkness to light. So what am I gonna do with this experience? How am I going to transfer this experience to someone else? To bring them or to show them that everything must go through darkness in order to come to light. Now, when you say come to light, what do you mean? Well, you know, if you plant a seed, and most of you know, in the ground it's dark. I may not never see the tree give off fruits. It may not never see, it may not be meant for me to see the seed that I planted to give off the fruits. But if it is watered and taken care of, it will yield fruit. I was like, okay. He said, when you're searching for gold, and gold is beneath the earth, and you can't see it, but when you dig it and you find it is worth and it's valuable, it is hidden. Just like coal and precious minerals, they are hidden, they are buried beneath the earth, but once it is brought to light, it is worth everything. It's like, whoa. It's like, okay. This is why it's important for any of us and most of us to surround ourselves with individuals who are going to import something in your life, and they're not out to just take something from you. That's important. We got a lot of individuals around us, and all they want to do is take, and more take. I found that moment shared with him, spent with him, was worth the drive. It was worth it. And then, after we had that great conversation, got in my car, was headed back, and I received a phone call. It was from Brother Josh. Brother Josh is a Hispanic brother. His lodge works up under the mainstream lodge of California. As I was coming back, Brother Josh gave me a call. He said, hey, Brother Hawkins, how you doing? I said, I'm all right, man. I'm just now leaving LA. He said, what, you leaving? He said, man, you didn't call me, you leaving? I said, look, bro. I said, man, I came down, I did what I had to do, I'm getting ready to head back. He said, wait, where are you at in LA? So I told him, I said, this is where I'm at. He said, look, man, give me 15 minutes and I promise you, I'm gonna get to you. I said, man, he said, no, Brother Tony, give me 15. So I pulled over, he's at a spot. He said, I'm on my way. So I'm sitting there, in my car, just really chilling, just really hanging out. A couple of nice restaurants around the way. I was over by a spot called Taco Fiesta or Taco Fuzz, something like that. Man, they had a line out the door you wouldn't believe. I was like, Jesus, how? I said they had to be good. But anyway, so Brother Josh pulls up. He says, I'm here. I said, okay. So we get out the car. He said, I got something for you. He gave me 2 pendants. And I was like, wow, bro. He said, look, this is from my lodge because when I got raised, you came down. He said, this is from the research lodge that I'm involved with. And then we got to talking. He said, you know what I'm working on? I said, what you working on, bro? He said, I am involved now with a Hispanic lodge that is working up under the California Grand Lodge. We are the only lodge that opens and do work in our native language. That's special. I told him, I said, bro, you continue to do what you do, man. Let your light shine. Be the best Mason, the best example of a Mason you can be. Now, mind you, I met this young man way before he became a Mason. I met him way before he became a Mason, and I watched his journey as he proceeded to knock on the door of Freemasonry. And he and I have kept that relationship, which is special to me. Because he told me, he said, look, he said, when I get raised, I want you to be there. I said, bruh, I said, I don't, that's not gonna happen. He said, no, bruh. He said, look, when I get raised, I want you to be there. I said, okay. I said, okay. And it was a great fellowship. I had the opportunity to meet his worshipful master of his lodge, the brothers of his lodge. I met his wife. I met his kids. The fellowship was great. It was an honor, but boy, did it get late. It got late quick. When they got done, I was like, I'm out, bro. I'm like, I'm done, bro. Y'all here. And plus, it got kind of started late. But, to have such individuals to come through your life cycle is special. And a lot of us have to surround ourselves with people like that. People who are not only going to take something from you, but they're going to import something in you. And a lot of us are not around people like that. A lot of us are not around people like that. So those things are special. Greetings from the most universal Grand Lodge, Shreveport. Greetings to you, brother. How you doing? Glad to have you on today. Dexter. Thank you. Appreciate it. So the process is for us who proclaim to be Masons, is to continue to build, continue to allow your light to shine. Don't take your light and put it under a bed. Wear it with pride and dignity. You don't want to, if you got a bad vibe about something and you're around a situation, remove yourself. Remove yourself, I try to make sure, for me, I try to make sure that I'm around good people. People who look out for my best interests as I look out for theirs. I'm not saying sometimes I've fallen short. I didn't say that. I said that's what I try to do. And hopefully along this thing we call Freemasonry, the Order of the Eastern Star, as we grow and come out of darkness into light, that we're going to be able to see this from different vantage points. Because let me tell you this. As we come out of darkness, we're certainly going to go back into it. Hear me closely. I said, although, how's it going, Doc? Okay, doing well. Although we may come out of darkness, you're going to find your way back into it. Now you may be wondering, why do you say that, young man? How do you figure that me, who is a Mason, me who is the Eastern Star, how you figure once I come out of this thing we call darkness, I'm going to find my way back into it? When you close your eyes and the work that you've done is now completed. When you have set the trial aside, when the once bright star has become dim and has collided and the eyes are closed, you can no longer hear the voices of a loved one calling your name. You can no longer reach out and feel the touch of a friend. When you can no longer hear the voices and see the cries and hear when that is all said and done, you're going to enter a place. It's going to be dark. The casket is going to close. The breath is going to leave. The ruah is going to go back to its creator. And then, there, you will be back into darkness. So enjoy the light while you have time. Share the knowledge while you have time. A lot of people don't understand Freemasonry. A lot of people don't grasp the philosophy of Freemasonry. And I'm still trying to grasp it. That's why I enjoy the craft. I have a young brother of mine. His name is Jason. And Jason, if you're hearing this, you said something that was very prolific when we was talking. You said, Saul, it's not about a title. I don't give a damn about a title. But Masonry is really in my heart. If a brother or sister call me, I'm getting out of bed to go see of the needs of my brothers and sisters. I'm securing my home and I'm getting out of bed. I don't care what time it is. If I can do it, I'm going to do it. And I would say this, young man, a lot of people don't have that dedication. They don't. A lot of people don't have that interest. They don't. A lot of people don't have the tenacity that you have. They don't. But don't allow that of other people's insecurities to put you in a bad place. Don't do that to yourself. Everybody's not going to be appreciative of the fact of what you do. They're not. Hell, everybody's not appreciative of the fact that even I have made sacrifices for a variety of people, not only within my Grand Lodge, outside of my Grand Lodge, and brothers I've never met. I've made some sacrifices, and some people are going to appreciate it, some people are not. But we should never allow that to dim our light. We should never allow that to take from us of what we're putting in and getting out of Freemasonry. We should never allow that to come to telling someone, well, I'm done. No. I won't give you the joy. I will not give you the satisfaction. I won't give it to you. I will not give you the joy or the satisfaction. Now, this is my journey. See, I was made a Mason by Benjamin Wishful Master Benjamin Mitchell some years ago. You know, they said, how was you made a Mason in due form? By the Wishful Master. That's how I was made a Mason. So Benjamin Mitchell, Benjamin Franklin Mitchell is his name, made me a Mason years ago. I'm not stopping for nobody. I'm not stopping for nobody. I'm not taking my light and putting it in a bed or hiding it from no one. Nah. There are some who are true to it and some who are not. And that's just the way it is in life. So into the next conversation that we have, brothers, and sisters, I want to say thank you as always for taking this time out and listen and watch and take something from this. Remember this: you can't get to the light unless you go through the darkness. I'm out. Have a great day. Peace and be well to you, and to everyone who's coming in, to everyone who's been in, I want to say thank you. Brother Bobby 357, welcome. I appreciate you. Brother Woodson, you always there for me, brother. Appreciate you. Brother Jason, man, I love you, bro. That's word. Okay? And to all the brothers of the craft and to all the sisters of the order, hey, whatever you do, keep your light on and stay out them bushes, because somebody's trying to drag you into them. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. Peace and be well. I'm out.